is no shortage of ideas over Eatonville's future, most notably what should be done with this huge, empty plot of land where the historic Hungerford Prep School once stood.
Developers have their eyes on the 88-acre property, but some residents are a little hesitant. As Gail Pasco-Brown explains, they don't want progress at the expense of preserving the past.
There is something very special about Eatonville, about any of these historic black towns that Eatonville represents.
This home. We was born and raised here. My mom and dad first moved here in the 60s.
We keep our heritage, we protect our culture. We're not a melting pot. So when you come here, the idea is not that you're going to assimilate or we're going to assimilate. It's you appreciate who we are, where we come from.
The preserving of the history of a people helps them to see who they are, to see from whence you come, so you'll know where you're going.
These are just some of the people preserving and improving the town of Eatonville. The PEC, or the Association to Preserve the Eatonville Community, has made it its mission to do so in the town that freedom built.
In 1987, the Orange County Board of County Commissioners determined unanimously to 5-lane, the 2-lane road that's right outside. That decision would have destroyed the historic character of Eatonville.
And taken homes and other property. The first thing the PEC did was become an advocate and oppose the project. In Wina Theory, the PEC's executive director says over the decades, the people have spoken out about what they want to see at Eatonville.
We want to see progress. We want to see development. We welcome anything and everything just as long as that development does not harm our heritage, our culture, our history.
You all are getting a touch of Eatonville today.
The Mosley House Museum opened in 2000 thanks to the care of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. This is the home of Jim and Matilda Clark Mosley.
And they were an early pioneer family in Eatonville. This house is the second oldest structure in Eatonville, but it's the only one that has been restored and it's being maintained.
Miss Tilly, as she was affectionately called, was the niece of Joseph Clark, Eatonville founder and first mayor. She was also Zora Neale Hurston's best childhood friend. Eatonville was a childhood home of the author, folklorist, and anthropologist Zora Neale Hurston. Much of her writings center around the town.
Anybody with me out there?
Tens of thousands of people have come to Eatonville for the Zora Neale Hurston Festival of Arts and Humanities each year.
We have the ability to actually do the groundwork for establishing a year-round cultural historic preservation tourism hub in Eatonville.
Doubling the space at Zora's Place on Clark Street would be the first site of the hub, plus an overnight residence for artists and scholars and a cultural heritage tourism and training facility. Commissioner Emily Bonilla noted how histories have been hidden or lost in other communities because of racism, burnings, and killings.
But Eatonville has survived, it's prospered, and it's a very historical place that we definitely have to help preserve and continue to tell people the story of Eatonville.
Orange County gave the PEC provisional approval for certain investments on its part.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes and it is unanimous.
I can say to you that we literally are within 2 years of being able to see a part of what we are calling now the Eatonville Renaissance.
And this will bring jobs and tourist dollars to Eatonville, something that's needed.
Absolutely. You know, as I said, you're very prescient here. You've got the jobs. This is about economic development.
Economic development is key to businessman Donovan Williams, who runs 3D Tire Company, incorporated since 1987. His father started the business in 1985. Williams also served on Eatonville's Community Redevelopment Board, or CRA. He was instrumental in the designation of Eatonville as a Florida Main Street community.
But that was something I'm proud of. I had the opportunity to go to Tallahassee to get to Main Street designation. Is used to bring economic growth to some extent to Eatonville.
But he wants to see more for his town, like a comeback of some historic performances.
Another thing that's been talked about through the state is the Chitlin Circuit. The Chitlin Circuit is a part of the circuit where black performers stopped in different areas and performed, and Eatonville was one of those destinations as well.
He says with time and the present administration, things can happen to revitalize and still preserve the town that is celebrating its 135th anniversary. Former town council member Angie Gardner is now Eatonville's new mayor.
We say that we want development, and I'm for development, as long as it's right for the people.
This Hungerford elementary school teacher says, but first the town has to do some updating.
In most cases, they have impact fees. We don't have impact fees. So we lose out, and we've lost out on a lot of development dollars. It's not the developer's fault, but we need to update those policies. So all that money that's slipping through the cracks, we need to capture those funds.
The Hungerford Project, an 88-acre site, is right across the street with plans for housing, retail shops, and an amphitheater.
Is that the right fit for Eatonville?
Some of it, but there's always a balance. You're gonna have to give some, you're gonna have to take some. But how much are we willing to give? That will be the decision for our citizens.
What do you see on the horizon, or what would you like to see for Eatonville to be, for people to know it as?
To really be able to see Eatonville as an international destination for cultural heritage tourism and all things that really resonate with the creative mind.
I want to see our citizens happy. I want the older people to be able to reminisce by something that they see here or there. That means that we've captured those remnants of history. But I want the younger people to say, hey, when I get older, I want to live here. I want to stay here.
It's history. It's something to be proud of, that you actually came from this area.
Because if we don't preserve our history, then we vanish as a people.
So many ideas from people who love and care about this community. Everyone here is excited to see what's next for Eatonville's future.
Those of us at West 2 are incredibly proud to not only be able to tell the story of the town that freedom built, but to be so close to this pocket of American history.
We appreciate you joining us. Thanks for watching.